Finally, we have Houdini 21, ladies and gentlemen. And yeah, after this long waiting, we have it now. And it's have a massive update and future. And I must admit, this is the first release I saw with this quantity of the future, honestly. And we're gonna see the quality in this video, and we're gonna see how much SideFX keeping and adapting the future technology like ML, AI, and real-time GPU-based simulation, and etc. So without further ado,
this is the future.
Let's go!
Evolution. This is the future.
Hi everyone, this is Dyson. It's absolutely my pleasure to be here. In this channel, we are doing an amazing, cool stuff in simple yet clever way, especially in these days, without any complexity, guys. So in this video, I need faster and simpler Houdini adapting with ML, AI, and this new technology. And to be honest, I need something, I expect something, a revolutionized solution, as you can see, like when Epic announced Nanite and Lumen. Remember that? That was so impressive, honestly, and shock and 3D industry, honestly. And in this video, I'm not going to show you all the keynote and all the future because it was so huge future in quantity term. And my job is to simplify things, right? That's my belief, honestly. So I wanna highlight some of these future we have in Houdini 21. That's amazed me on. So the first thing they talk about its character in general or character effects. They spend 1 hour in Keynote talking about this. So it must be a huge thing. So we have KineFX Apex, and we have this amazing constraint, and we have this tether constraint. This is an amazing stuff, as you can see. And we have this simulation and ragdoll stuff. They've been working on that lately. And absolutely, we have new MetaHuman plugin with collaboration with Epic. Yeah, we have that finally. And we have motion mix. You can mix the motion. And we have this amazing character rig. I'm not a rigger, but this is very huge. And you see, this is very cool, to be honest. But to be fair, for example, we had that in Cinema 4D, of course, in different version. We had an amazing and simple character rigger tools, you can say. And yeah, this is not something new to me, to be honest. And of course, we have a face rigger, as you can see. They did an amazing job in this matter, as you can see. And as you can see, that was an Apex. I highlight some of them, honestly. They have a huge number of the future. And as you can see, they have a lot of cool stuff throwing in rig and character stuff. But in my opinion, with AI rising and ML rising, of course, in a couple of years, none of them will be usable, to be honest. This is my belief, and you are absolutely welcome to disagree with me, honestly. But this is my opinion, honestly. When AI reaching the stage to create fully rigged character, honestly. So I think in the future, we will have something like we give it a sample to AI, and it will give us some character with the rig and control. And I think SideFX, it's going to go in that path. But in this release, I think they are so slow, to be honest. So speaking of simplicity and adapting AI and ML, we have a new OTiS solver for muscle and tissue solver. And as you can see, this is a new cool solver using ML. And this is an amazing result. As you can see, we have the skin sliding and we have auto tension line. This is so usable. I will integrate that with Mocha X, of course. And this is very cool, honestly. And they have a very cool new solution called Armature for simplicity of muscle system and using ML training. As you can see, they are training their character to have amazing muscle result, as you can see. And this is, as they said, a very simple approach. So this is the character FX stuff. As I mentioned before, they spent 1 hour in the keynote speaking about this. rather than speaking about AI and ML stuff. I don't know, I think they have a hard time to adapting this technology because, yeah, they have, I think, big studio pushing them towards this stuff. So let's go with SUP stuff. As you can see, we have a new quad remesher, and this was an amazing. As you can see, this is a cool node, was in beta, but of course, now I think it's production ready. And we have this amazing node called unsubdivide. So that's so genius, honestly. Yeah, small thing in big picture, but so genius. And we have finally Karma texture baker. And of course, we can access that in COP. Of course, we're going to talk about that in this channel. I will go into that deeply. So make sure to subscribe and stay tuned for that. And yeah, this is very cool and procedural. And if you resize your geometry, it will update. Of course, we have that in Karma. It can build reflection stuff for you. And we have Vulkan. Yeah, we have ray trace ambient occlusion in Viewport. This is a very cool stuff. And we have something called working light. You see, this is the Viewport, honestly. And we have finally Gaussian splatting or Gaussian splatting. I don't know. So Gaussian splatting in here, as you can see, and it can Vulkan preview that. And I will create a video about Gaussian splatting and how you can use it in Houdini in the future, of course. So stay subscribed for that. And after that, we have Karma take or shot builder. This is not something new. We had that in most of DCC software. And we have these collapse or expanding like Katana. I don't know how much this is efficient and optimized, honestly, but I wanted this for a long time, and I want to test that in the future, of course. And after that, of course, we have new standard shader called Open PBR. And as you can see, we have that in Pyro too. So I will test that, of course. And after that, we have Ray Switch. This is very cool stuff for compositing or integrating your geometry with the real footage. And after that, we have Fur with witness and dirt stuff. We will talk about that in this channel, of course. So, and we have live render LOP. So this is not live render like Epic Lumen. This is live because you can tweak your scene and see the update in Karma or gallery windows. And as you can see, this is very handy future, I guess. And we have geometry light. Yeah, this is not something new. And we have outliner for cartoony stuff and toony stuff. And this is the whole or some of the biggest future in Karma. As you saw, we don't have any real-time rendering. Of course, they are doing that with Vulkan, but yeah, this is not ready, to be honest. And yeah, I expect more in Karma, to be honest. And I think what Runway doing now, it's far more better in this and spending a lot of time in this. Because now in this video, we talk about Runway doing a reference in 3D and to render that or creating a footage from that in real or any style you want. So this is the different approach and so cool to have. But of course, AI stuff right now has a lack of control. You cannot control every piece of your generated scene. So until that, let's see which one of them will win. So finally, we have new cops, and they spend a lot in cops, of course, in Keynote and in development stuff. And as you can see, we have triplanar finally. And as you can see, we had that in Paint X. So for those who don't know Paint X, you can watch this video. This is very cool HDA we had in-house to paint your geometry, of course. This is very cool stuff. You can watch this video. So now, guess what? You can use cops with Houdini engine. So what that mean? You can use cops or Paint X we have in Unreal Engine. You can paint or generate texture for your geometry in real time. So using Houdini engine, that's a very cool stuff. So we have curve tools after that. This is impressive tools. I need to check that out, honestly. And finally, we have simulation stuff, which is non-in-depth level. This is a new written solver, diffusion solver, and Pyro solver, as you can see in 2D dimension. And this is very interesting, honestly. And they have a live mode like Embergen in this Pyro. So why they didn't that in sub Pyro? I need that, to be honest. So as you can see, this is a COPS with new amazing stuff. You can, for example, have your 2D simulation driven or drive a 3D simulation. And this is one potential of this new feature. But in general, my opinion for COPS, it's not a simple setup, as it's not so handy to use. It's very complex and very powerful, but not reaching that simplicity stage. For example, if you want to paint your geometry, the Substance Painter is doing an amazing job rather than COPS. If you want more procedural stuff with more complexity, you need to use COPS. So I think we need to build new tools on top of that to make it usable and artist friendly. So finally, we have dynamic. This is the last part they talk about in the keynote. And the first one, it's ML-based Pyro appraise. And you can, using machine learning, to appraise your Pyro simulation, maintaining the same shape. And we have this cool lab node Zebra VDB. This is the compressed VDB file. It's so usable in game industry more. And we have car destruction RBD. Yeah, and we have neural point surface measure. This is very cool stuff using Onyx model. And we have finally cool MPM solver. As you can see, this is a secondary simulation. And of course, you can transfer your simulation to your original model. As you can see, with the maintaining the texture and all these cool stuff. This is very cool. We will talk about that in this channel. So stay subscribed for that. And we have this amazing auto sleeping. Was so annoying. I need to make some part of the simulation sleeping until the object hitting that. So we have that finally. And as you can see, this is the famous show up of the MPM solver. And to be honest, I love the MPM solver because it's unify and simplify the simulation. You can have destruction simulation, you can have water simulation, and of course we have surface tension in the new version. We're going to talk about that, of course. And we can have a very cool simulation, and that's why I love it, because it simplifies this workflow. But in terms of speed, they said they have a more speed on MPM solver. But in general, this is the whole Houdini 21 future. That's I highlight some of them, and let me tell you my final thought. So everyone knows future going towards the singularity with rising with AI. So every one of us will be a director and will be an artist, 3D artist, VFX artist. So if you want to do that in SideFX Houdini, you need to rig the character, sculpt the character, model the character, and animate that, render that, texture that with COPS, and everything else, simulate that. It will take for ages with all these complex nodes. They throwing a many node they have. We have new MPM solver without unifying the RBD, without unifying the Vellum solver. You can have, in my opinion, one powerful solver using all of that and be an artist friendly. This is my opinion. And of course, you are absolutely welcome to disagree with me. But my opinion is, with all this power they have, just throwing all the node and all the complexity without any simplicity. And of course, in this release, we didn't see anything about real-time simulation. We have LiquidGen, Embergen taking this field like a beast, to be honest. So they done a great job in that field. So in Houdini, #1 software in 3D and VFX industry, we didn't see something like that. So after all, this is our lovely Houdini, and we're gonna work with it, and we're gonna enjoy, and we're gonna see the future, of course. And I believe, as I mentioned before, SideFX has a wise people. So with that, let's hope the best, and see you in the next video. Goodbye.